A new Warzone map. An interesting topic, something that I literally haven't talked about on this channel yet, but it's something that the idea of and the prospect of is becoming closer and closer to a reality, or at least that's what it would seem. Now, if you don't know what I mean by this, basically, Warzone has almost been out for a year. I believe in March is when it's going to be a full year since the original launch. And there's been some leaks and some rumors that at that year anniversary, that is when we are going to be getting a brand new map to the game. There are also some other things with Fireteam Dirty Bomb and the Fireteam maps inside of Black Ops that point towards those being a major next part in Warzone. And that is what we are going to be talking about today. This new Warzone map that is supposedly coming or should be coming to the game upon maybe season 2, halfway through season 2, something along those lines. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. And there's a couple of interesting concepts here. And as I mentioned before, it all starts with the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps. So with the recent new addition of the new Dirty Bomb map known as Sanatorium, this is where a lot of questions have been raised. If you've never checked out the game files of any Call of Duty game, they're all labeled with a certain thing. For example, if you look at a multiplayer map, for example, Raid, the game file would be labeled as MP_Raid. However, if we look at the Dirty Bomb maps, you would assume that they would be called MP_Sanatorium or MP_Alpine, but they're not. They're labeled WZ_Alpine. That, of course, hinting at Warzone, and that is actually how all of the Warzone files are labeled inside of Warzone. So are these Fireteam maps actually a part of the Warzone game? Well, it's not that easy of an answer. The answer is maybe. So if you didn't already know this, Blackout was a thing in Black Ops 4, and Blackout was actually originally supposed to be called Warzone. However, they changed their mind and went with the name Blackout to kind of match the Black Ops theme. And with this, of course, we have Blackout that was in Black Ops 4. But there's this idea that it was originally supposed to be called Warzone, and the files subsequently were named WZ or Warzone. And that is why we are seeing this in Black Ops Cold War. So basically the idea behind this is before Warzone became a big thing, they were going to make a Blackout 2.0 for Black Ops Cold War, but because obviously Warzone is a thing and how big it is, they said, no, we're going to scrap that. We don't want two competing battle royales. And instead, they took all of these files that they had for Blackout 2.0, made smaller maps out of them, like Alpine, like Sanatorium, and those were originally supposed to be a part of one bigger map. That is one idea, and in that idea, we don't get this brand new Warzone map. Now, where this gets interesting is where we look at the past of what we've heard so far about Black Ops Cold War. Before the game was even announced, before we knew the name Black Ops Cold War, the exclusive Ace was sent a bunch of files by a leaker, one of which was a brand new Battle Royale map, which actually had all of the various different locations that we have in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Ruka, Alpine, on top of that Sanatorium. Another one was Zoo, which is Zoo is apparently the next Fireteam Dirty Bomb map that is going to be coming to Black Ops Cold War and be somewhat similar to Zoo, the DLC map that was in Black Ops 1. There was also some other locations like Duga, which we actually saw at the end of the Black Ops Cold War campaign. So this was an entire map with these various different parts that we're seeing in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. So the two options we have here is, one, this was a Blackout 2.0 map made for a new version of the Treyarch Battle Royale that got scrapped because of Warzone. Or two, and the option that I am leaning towards, is that this is going to be a new Warzone map. And the new Warzone map would be coming around the 1 year mark for Warzone. So in about 2 months. Now, this presents a major problem for Warzone because right now, if we look at the most recent map, which is Sanatorium that was added into Fireteam Dirty Bomb, like a third of the map is water, and in the game you can swim, you can go on boats, things like that. However, in Warzone you can't. If you go anywhere near water, your character dies, like he forgot to bring his water wings to the gunfight, yet he floats on top of it like he's Jesus. Now what this means is there would need to be a major mechanic shift inside of Warzone. They need to introduce swimming, make it so you don't immediately die when you touch water, and there's actually a current rumor going around that there is a next gen update coming to Warzone, and this could include something like swimming in the game. It could also include an FOV slider like Black Ops Cold War has implemented into the console versions of Warzone. Now, there has been no mention of this by developers, no mention of this by Activision. So is this true? No, not necessarily. This could just purely be rumors. But there would need to be some sort of update like this for the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps to actually work inside of Warzone. So for them to implement an entire new map, that might be when we are getting the next gen version of Warzone. Now, there is another option to this. The other option is that instead of introducing an entire new map, they keep Verdansk but add new POIs. For example, up where the dam currently is, they could introduce Alpine as a new area. Down by the waterfront is where they could introduce Sanatorium, essentially adding these new POIs that were created in Fireteam Dirty Bomb into Warzone. That is one option. Another new option is that these Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps simply don't come to Warzone and they introduce new POIs or a brand new map altogether. Now, this, in my opinion, would be incredibly rare. Why, you ask? Is because Call of Duty, Activision, and Treyarch are really bad for leaks. Leaks are everywhere, constantly, and it's very rare that we get surprised by something coming in Call of Duty. Generally, in the game files, something will be found, or someone internally will leak something, and then I'll be making videos about it. And as per right now, there has been no new news of a brand new Warzone map. The only new news is revolving around the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps being labeled as Warzone maps, and that subsequently being the next Warzone map. For there to be a brand new map altogether, they would literally need to be sliding it completely under the radar. And as you can tell, even Dexter agrees. Now, you may be thinking that this is weird because they literally just added a new map into Warzone, of course, that being Rebirth. And where that is true, it's also a much smaller map, it's a completely different experience, and it's an LTM, really. It's not the full Warzone experience, if you will. Now, where this gets actually strange when you think about it is when you actually look at the Warzone map. Looking at the Warzone map, they have never, not once, added a new POI. And I know what you're thinking. Well, they did. They changed Stadium. They added a subway system underneath the ground, which was already built in. They also added a train that goes around the map. And as you're saying this, you're probably realizing, oh, they just kind of added on top of what was already there. There's no completely new POIs. They didn't change any of the locations. And in that, you'd be right. They have never added a brand new location to Warzone whatsoever. They just opened access to locations that were already there. Like, for example, the inside of Stadium. Now, there's a couple of reasons as to why this could be. One is very simple. They are just lazy and haven't added anything new into the map. That's one fairly simple option. There is another option where the PS4 and the Xbox One only have a certain amount of running hardware in them and can only run a certain amount of stuff in their games. And battle royales, for some reason, render a lot and put a lot of strain on these hardware systems. And it's actually possible that they literally physically can't add anything to the Warzone map without crashing the game. Now, is that confirmed? Absolutely not. It's just one explanation as to why they haven't added anything new and just changed what was already there. Now, if we actually take a look at what's currently going on inside of Warzone, the answer is literally nothing is going on. They haven't added in any new intel with Season 1, and they're not really adding in any new updates since they have added the Cold War weapons into the game. In fact, if we look at the reloaded roadmap for the rest of Season 1, there is zero, and I mean zero, new playlists being added into Warzone. What this tells me is they have to be working on something else big for the game, whether that be a brand new map or just changes to the map. Something is currently going on, whether that's adding in Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps to the current Warzone map or implementing a full new map altogether. Something has to be happening there. And whether that happens at the beginning of Season 2, we wait till the middle of March for the 1-year anniversary of Warzone, I'm not 100% sure. But I will say something is definitely happening. And if you have any opinions, ideas, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, you found it informative, it is always appreciated if you do hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare, Warzone, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. And as we get more information on this, as we find out more about this new map or what's changing in Warzone, of course, I will keep you guys updated and give you my opinions on it. But as for now, nothing's happening. So we just kind of have to speculate, look at the leaks, look at the rumors, and kind of take it from there. So like I said, let me know what you think down in the comments. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars.